Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's version of the Free Spirits Journey. We're on to card number 12 this week, which reduces to a number 3, which represents the Holy Trinity in many different ways. That can be the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the divine child. That can be Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That can be mind, body, and spirit. It has many meanings here. So I'm going to zoom in here on the Hanged Man. He's a really funny guy because he's hanging upside down, almost as if in a crucifixion pose. But notice he is content. Even though he's hanging upside down, he has a halo around his head. He's perfectly comfortable, totally fine with being vulnerable. He's got a spirit about him that is very wise and calm, I would say. I also like Doreen Virtue's version, which she calls Awakening, with Archangel Gabriel, who's the great messenger, the communicator. Look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So the biggest thing with the Hanged Man, there's not a ton of symbology with this card, but the real big thing is ultimate surrender. He is about breaking old patterns and bad habits that restrict you, and really taking a pause. This is the timing right now. If you're doing this, anytime you're watching this, very purposeful, that it could be a good time to just take a pause and get a different perspective. Again, I'm kind of gravitating to this card for this overview. A whole different view. This is the card when it's fully upright. I'll get that in the frame here. Total different perspective. And people might look at you kind of funny because you're looking at it that way, and it's kind of off kilter to maybe other people. But you can get a whole different view if you just take a minute to change your perspective, change the way you're looking at something. So this is really not a time of action right now. You may be at an indecision point at some area in your life, and you may be needing more time to contemplate your options. So it might be best with the Hanged Man, it's kind of calling us to recognize that sometimes we need to wait on the timing and let the universe line up the energy so that things flow a little better. And so this week for journaling, you can consider one or both of these themes. In terms of holding back and thinking about your options, when are times in your life when you held back and allowed the energy, so to speak, to line up? And how did things go with that? How did it make you feel? I mean, sometimes it makes us feel vulnerable because we're used to really making things happen. The other option is on that theme, when did you push too hard and how did things go then? When did you not allow the energy to line up, and how did that feel? Looking back 2020 vision, we can really see how things can change and how we possibly could have done it better. The second theme you can think about is about letting go and releasing whatever makes you feel stuck. Because think about the areas in your life, are there any areas where you feel stuck right now? Because when we bring more thought and feelings to those areas where we feel stuck, which are often frustrating areas, we give them more energy, actually. And we amplify that condition or that area of our life, and it doesn't allow it to move on. When we don't pay attention to it, it leaves. You think of a bully, and when we're engaging with the bully all the time, he or she's just going to keep coming round because they like this little game and they like going round and round with you. So then when you don't engage, all of a sudden the bully walks away. So journal on what area of your life are you feeling stuck, And what are your perpetual thoughts around that area? Because those can be powerful indications of what you could be letting go. And it takes real bravery and courage to do that. We are vulnerable, much like the Hanged Man here, but it's a real state of joy. I want you to see that he is illuminated and he is joyous and he is spiritually just lit up. You know, he knows that his higher wisdom is helping him. So trust in that. Trust in the value of a different perspective. Kind of look at it sideways. Put on your rose-colored glasses. Put on rainbow glasses. Whatever you want to do. Who cares if somebody calls you a Pollyanna? You're changing the energy by the way you look at it and by the way you think about it. So until next week, I wish you well and have fun with the Hanged Man. This is a great energy. Bye-bye.